Okay, if you've been wanting to make consistent income with digital products but are feeling stuck in overload with various different ideas, maybe confused about platforms, or just can't keep the momentum up with the ideas, I want to help simplify that. Hi, my name is Kayla, and I help content creators and digital product creators create better content for better results in their business. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to get my latest uploads every week. Now, the easiest way to make money selling digital products really comes down to this very basic list of things: knowing your audience, creating a product that solves a specific problem for that audience, and marketing it, creating content in a way that builds trust and visibility. This is where it gets confusing. And what I'm going to do is break down how to do that step by step. And I'm going to share the things that have helped me keep a digital product business running since late 2015, early 2016. So let's get into it. So the first thing you want to do is niche down. And I mean really niche down. Generic digital products don't really sell. Helpful digital products really aren't even enough. What you need to know is exactly who you are helping and what problem you are solving. So for example, you're not going to just create Canva templates as your digital product, but instead Reels Canva templates for introverted coaches who hate being on camera. See how that's a little bit different. Or you're not just going to create planners, but instead goal-oriented planners for freelancers who are juggling 4 different clients and don't know what to focus on. This is getting really specific into your audience and niching down into what their needs are so that you know how to create content and how to market it to them. The more specific you get, the easier it is to make that content and write product descriptions and create something that this audience is actually going to want. So for this step, what I want you to do is do a little homework. Write out a sentence description of your ideal customer and the problem that you want to help them solve. For example, I create Canva templates for health coaches who need to post on Instagram 5 times a week without burning out. Okay, so the second thing to do is build your audience early, even if it's a tiny audience. You don't need 10,000 followers, but you do need a few people who trust you. And you want to start sharing content even before your product is ready to start selling. This is going to include behind the scenes of you making the product. It's going to include content that engages your audience in the process of making that product. So think Instagram story polls or emails asking questions like a survey, and including their input in the creation of that product, because that's one thing I do know for sure is your audience loves to be heard and see the results of their input. You could even share a few tips from inside of your product. So if you're creating an ebook, you could go over what's inside and educate on each point. And this isn't going to devalue your actual product. It's going to generate interest, because that is one thing that we hear time and time again is the number of times that you need to show up in front of your audience in order to generate a sale is going to be upwards of 7 different touch points, 7 different times. So creating that content, even if it's just a little bit of what's inside your actual digital product, is going to go a long way. Because the reality is you're not just launching or creating a digital product, you're building demand for the product. So the more intrigued, curiosity you build around the product, the more interest in the topic, the more just awareness of what you're creating, and the more input you get, the bigger the demand's going to be once the product comes out and is released. So for your homework for this step, go and post one piece of behind the scenes content about your product idea, whether it's a screenshot, a poll, a teaser, or anything to start warming people up. Next, what you want to do is create a high quality product that actually solves the problem. So people don't really want more files just sitting on their desktop or on their phone that they're never going to use. They want actual solutions for their real world problems. So your product needs to do this heavy lifting and needs to do something for them. It needs to save them time, make them money, simplify something that's difficult, or give them the steps to solve the problem for themselves. Give them the how to. Definitely make it simple and make it specific and make it useful. So your homework for this step is to answer a simple question. What problem does your product solve, and what outcome does it give your customer? So for example, this workbook helps overwhelmed service providers plan out a 30-day content plan for their social media in 1 hour. The fourth step is going to be validating your product idea before you actually start to create it. And so this ties into some of the other steps, but is an important piece because you don't want to spend a ton of time building a product that no one asked for and that no one's going to purchase, which is why you want to create content before you launch or create the product as well, to build interest and to validate. So this sort of ties in with that. So I'm going to give you a few quick ways to go ahead and validate your product idea. So the first, most obvious way to validate your idea is to post a mock-up or some sort of text description about your product and ask, would you actually buy this? Or you could send a poll to your email list. If you were to purchase a product that solved this problem, what would it include? Or it could be something like offering a pre-sale discount. So a limited discount to anyone who purchases prior to you making the product. You could also create the product and give it away, maybe a module within a course or a chapter within an ebook, and see how people use it and if they're eager to get the rest. So if people are excited to get it before it's actually completed, you know you're on the right track with your digital product. So your homework for this step is going to be create some kind of a poll, a story like for your Instagram, or a post that actually asks your audience if they would purchase or buy your idea. Or go ahead and set up a $7 pre-sale to test it and see if it sells in real time. The fifth step is to choose a simple platform to start selling on. You don't need a full website to start selling. You just need a way to get paid and deliver your digital product. So I've included below a link to 15 different platforms that include beginner-friendly options. So be sure to check that out. So your homework for this step is to not let it hold you up. Just pick your platform and go. Just one. It could be Gumroad, Payhip, Etsy, Shopify, Stand Store, whatever makes sense for your level of interest and technical knowledge, but basically set up a basic product listing, even if it's just a placeholder for your future product. But that is your homework. Pick a platform and start creating your first product listing, whether you leave it in draft for now or just go ahead and start publishing it. This is the step where you want to get started. The sixth step in this process is to create content and market it like it is a real offer, because it is. Even if it's a $17 digital product, you still need to sell it. So you can break the product into mini tips for Instagram Reels or carousels or blog posts. So you can break up the sections of your digital product or the features of your digital product to highlight, discuss, or create content around those particular points within your digital product. And where people usually get this part wrong is usually in the hook of the content. So you don't want to talk about the actual product. You want to talk about how this helped solve a particular problem. So the hook might be how I solved this problem with one simple solution. So that generates curiosity. It talks about the problem, and they have to actually watch the content, read the content in order to see how you've solved that problem. And it's going to directly relate to my planner that I'm selling, for example. Then as the weeks go on and the days go on after you've launched your digital product, you want to include a weekly promotional slot within your content calendar. So maybe every week you post a testimonial in your Instagram stories, or you call back to a tip or a reminder, including a call to action to that product within your caption or at the end of an Instagram carousel or at the bottom of an email, which brings us to emailing it often to your audience. So that doesn't mean you just email it out when you launch it. You want to remind people that it exists. So including it frequently within blog posts or talking about why it helps and what's new. Maybe you've added updates, or maybe you've bundled it with something. Regularly talking about the products that you create helps them to sell. So when you have a digital product to launch, your homework for this step is going to be planning 3 posts for launch week. A product teaser, a sneak peek, something along those lines, and maybe even a tip that connects your product to a problem. Then after a week of teasing that it's coming, you want to post that the product is live, and you want to include a link in your bio, in your Instagram stories, and really make an event out of this launch. Luckily for this step, I have a solution that can help you with this. Every month I drop new marketing templates, scripts for content and for blog posts, including caption templates, all inside of my content membership. So you don't have to do this alone, and you can get a link to that below. The 7th step and thing to remember is to price your digital product based on the value, not the time spent creating it. So you could spend 2 hours on something and sell it for $47, or spend 20 hours on something and no one needs it or wants it and it never actually sells. So you want to focus on the outcome of your digital product and what it helps people with, not the effort that you put into creating it. Because products that help someone solve a business problem, a personal pain point, often can sell very easily for $27 to $97. It's a great sweet spot for single digital products, especially if you include little bonuses or bundles along with that digital product. Now, I'm not necessarily including online courses into this example of digital products. You can sell a bundle of Canva templates for $27, especially if you're not on one of those marketplaces where everybody tries to lowball everyone else and then no one wins. So listing your amazing Canva templates that helps people solve a real problem for $5 doesn't necessarily make you the goal revenue that you are looking for. So that's where tying in your strategy with content and value and solving people's problems in a unique way comes into play here. So your homework is to look at similar offers in your niche and choose a price in that $27 to $97 range. If it's $17 or something lower, that's okay too, but we're talking about something that adds value in this range. So if you need help looking for a product that fits within this range, keep looking at people and businesses and other offers online that fit within that price point and how long they've been out and available, how many reviews they have, how many people are talking about it. And that's going to give you a good idea of whether or not that price point actually fits the need of that audience. If you can't confirm that people have actually purchased it or that there are good reviews and people are willing to purchase it, then it might not be a good direction for creating a product in that price range. Ultimately, you want to price your product in a range that feels fair based on your product's transformation and what it offers to your audience. So if it doesn't currently feel comfortable, but other people are selling it at that price, work on that so that you feel comfortable saying that price out loud until it stops making you uncomfortable. And that is one of the ways to desensitize yourself against that immediate gut reaction to sell it at the lowest price possible or to lower your prices below your competitors. Because everyone can win as long as we all create value for our audience and create products that are priced fairly amongst other similar products. So definitely look further into this based on your digital product and your niche, but let's look for pricing that feels fair based on the transformation and work on saying it out loud until it stops making you feel uncomfortable. The 8th sort of hack or trick for this is to use done-for-you tools and templates to sort of speed things up. So this could be if you're creating an ebook, you can create an ebook that uses or utilizes a template as the base. So you're including all unique content, but you're using a template so that it looks stunning and has all the structure that you need to create your ebook. Because if you're sitting on ideas but have no time to actually build them from scratch, this is your permission slip to not do the hard part and do it the hard way. You can use templates and done-for-you products to help you create that digital product that's been sitting around in your ideas. Inside of my own Ivory Mix content membership, I give creators and business owners done for you content that they can tweak and sell under their own brand. So they're eliminating that overwhelm and burnout and having a place to start with creating digital products. So your homework for this step is to browse a done for you marketplace like my own membership and grab a product that fits within your current idea that you can customize so that you can launch your digital product and your business a lot faster. And number 9 is not necessarily something you need to do, but it is something that you might want to look into, and that is build a repeat revenue system. Because one digital product is good, but a system, that's what turns this into a business. Here is what worked in my business since I started it in December 2015. You want to start with one product, and for me, that was stock photos and Canva templates. Then you want to start launching bundles of these digital products around specific themes or specific outcomes. For me, it was stock photos for health and wellness niche, and a stock photo bundle for the business niche, and a stock photo bundle for parenting niches. You get the idea. Then you can offer a membership so people can access everything all in one place, or for larger bundles that exceed that $97 price point, you can use payment plans. So it increases conversions for you because you offer a payment plan that fits your audience's budget, but gives you that repeat revenue over maybe a 3-month period. And in order to generate sales or build in a little bit of urgency, you can launch or run limited time releases to generate the sales and repeat revenue over time. So launching new bundles, creating monthly releases. This is how you create a membership or create interest in those payment plan style bundles or even online courses. So your homework for this, if this step interests you, is to pick one reoccurring offer idea, whether that's turning a product into a monthly drop, or building a bundle with a payment plan when a higher price point, or starting some sort of a template vault. So there you have it. Digital products can feel overwhelming, but taken one step at a time, it does not have to be. If you focus on these simple things like niching down, solving real problems, validating before you start building your product, marketing and creating content consistently, using tools that help you simplify like templates, and building a system for repeat sales. You're going to go from one random one-off sale here and there to steady, sustainable income. So if you want help, my membership inside of the Ivory Mix is full of done-for-you templates, content kits that help you market your business every month, all using this exact system to help you get your digital product business off the ground. The link is below, and I'll see you inside.